Is organic content dead?
No! God, please, no! No!
The influencer era is officially dead.
I don't think the streamer world has enough attention.
We are eventually going to witness the death of streaming.
How can we prepare ourselves for the new year? This is going to be a message for all content creators, and then we're going to break down into strategy.
A record producer in LA said, most musicians don't fail because they're bad. They fail because their nervous system can't survive the industry. And every artist in the room went still. He said the biggest myth in music is that success depends on exposure. No, he said, it depends on whether your body can handle being unseen longer than you expected.
Hold on. Can we run that back real quick? Just real quick. I want to see if y'all caught that. Let's do it.
Your body can handle being unseen longer than you expected. Most artists quit not because they're untalented, but because their brain interprets silence as danger. The industry doesn't break voices. It breaks nervous systems. They scout emotional, he said, labels don't scout talent. They scout emotional durability. This is when I saved this.
Yeah, this is the one where you spend. Yeah.
The ability to create when numbers drop, to write when no one cares,
Facts.
to perform after rejection number 47.
Or 447.
Yeah, 4 million.
Please don't let none of this go above your head just because he's saying music artists. We are all content creators. They're content creators. They are creating something that deals with numbers, deals with a fan base and audience. So listen to this and let this not go above your head. If you're catching this, drop some emojis in the chat right now.
47. To stay human when algorithms treat you like a product.
Air horns.
He said 90% of rising artists crumble not from hate, but from the invisible weight of being ignored.
Yeah, you left Earth.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Right there.
Then he told the story of a singer who went viral overnight and disappeared 6 months later. Not because she lacked songs, because the dopamine crash after fame felt like grief. He is killing this.
Yeah.
Her body couldn't handle the altitude, he said. And no one teaches artists how to breathe up there. The crowd went silent, like they suddenly recognized themselves. He revealed the real industry filter. Consistency under emotional pressure. Not talent, not looks, not luck. Just the ability to keep creating without collapsing into comparison, self-doubt, or the terror of being, quote unquote, too late.
Hold on. We rewinding that. We are rewind. Look, I can't even speak. We're going back. We're going back. Hold on. Rewinded that a little bit.
Emotional pressure. Not talent, not looks, not luck. Just the ability to keep creating without collapsing into comparison, self-doubt, or the terror of being, quote unquote, too late. Most artists don't lose their dream, he said. They lose their self-trust. He ended with a line that felt like a punch. Your biggest enemy isn't the industry. It's the version of you that believes you're running out of time. He is killing.
Smoking, yeah.
Because
Oh my God. Okay. Finish it back. Let's finish it.
that belief kills more careers than bad marketing or missed opportunities. And every musician in the room suddenly exhaled, like someone finally named the monster under the stage.
Drop some emojis. Just because that kind of kills everything that literally I was showing just a little while ago, what I was going to continue to show, because honestly, there's not a market that is dying, right? It's not a market that's dying. There are people who have expectations when we're talking about content creation. I don't care if it's podcasting. I don't care if it's YouTube. I don't care, TikTok, streaming, whatever your thing is. We have this expectation that if I take this serious for a month, for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year, it's going to work out. We're going to get this amount. We're going to do this. And be honest. Let me know if you yourself had put these silent, high expectations on your own brand. We look at the top dogs. We look at, if we're going into podcasting, the Joe Rogans, the Joe Buddens, the Stephen Bartletts, the Mel Robbins. We look at, when we're looking at streaming, we're looking at a Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed. We're looking at different content creators in our space who get millions of views. And we go either one or two ways. One, I can never reach that. Or two, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. If I take this serious and we put a limit on it, if I take this serious for 2, 3 years, 5 years, I'm going to get to that point. Me, myself, I'm not going to lie and be like, I'm bigger than thou. No, I've had many expectations and it falls short each and every single solitary time. Your expectations are going to be met with disappointment each and every single time. How do we get past our silent expectations and how do we continue to go regardless of what people are saying or the numbers are showing? Now, if we look back at Joe Budden, let's go to his channel real quick. And I like using Joe, regardless of what you may think of Joe. I'm not a super fan after all the drama, so I'm not coming in with I love Joe Budden, this is great. So if I go back to Joe, he started his YouTube channel 18 years ago, right? He was doing vlogging before it was even super popular. So I'm trying to see, here we go. He started his podcast 9 years ago. 9 years ago. 18K, 13K, meaning 9 years ago, it was probably even lower. It's lower numbers. He started podcasting when they didn't even know what to talk about. And so that right there, continuing to go with no money, with not real numbers to back. If you know Joe Budden's background, he started as a rapper. So to go into podcasting, something super new, was a risk already. And it wasn't about, let me take a check. It wasn't about, let me get the biggest fan base. It was purely about, let me create something that I'm passionate about, that I feel that this is something that's going to change the game. And if I'm consistent with it, we're going to keep going. This was 9 years ago. Okay. He's on his YouTube channel, 1.58 million subscribers. He is one of the top podcasters at this moment.
You make money changing the game, not following it.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Like, and when you
real money.
Listen, real money. When you change the game, when you stick and say, you know what? Oh, nobody doing this. Because I remember when I came home from jail, I'm doing videos. Yep. And I would get calls from people. And I was living in my grandma's middle room, right there. I'm told the walls is thin. I'm right next to Nanny, twin size bed, same as in prison.
What year is this?
2017. I come home February 18, 2017. I'm ready to be home for 7 years. So listen, I'm in there And I'll never forget my grandma, I know she thought I was crazy because I used to be in there laughing. Because I used to get phone calls and people send me messages, yeah, what's the name was talking about you? They said you crazy running down the street doing the videos and all that. And I'll be in there cracking up. And Nanny, like, I'm watching, I'm laughing at something, Nanny. And she didn't understand. I was laughing because I was like, yes, I got this. 100%. Ain't nobody on what I'm on. Y'all think I'm crazy. Y'all lost. By the time y'all catch up, I'm going to be out of here. I'm like, yes, I got you. Everybody's lost because everybody wanted to be cool. See, let me explain something to you. I realized something more than anything, if I didn't realize nothing, is that for me growing up, a lot of people ain't see these movies. I'm looking at Steve. I'm looking at Bill. I'm looking at all the great people. Everybody that's making some great stuff. I'm looking at Kanye's. I'm looking at different people. And I'm saying, oh, y'all don't even understand. Right now is Revenge of the Nerds. It's over, guys. All that cool shit, you can't monetize cool. It's only momentarily. It's a feeling, it's a moment, it's a party, it's a song, but it's not every day.
I love Wallow's story, especially when we're talking about content creation. Because my man was in jail. He was what we some think are behind. Got out, started making videos, got a fan base, then jumped into podcasting when podcasting was already popping, and had started to be one of the top podcasts with him and Gil. Were there other content creators? Were there other motivational speakers? Absolutely. Did that stop him? No, because he figured out what made him different. So for the people who are like, it's oversaturated, you haven't figured out what makes you different. That's it. It's the patience, and I know I'm different in this way. Wallow, 2.8 million followers. Look, boom, he got out February 18th, 2017. I wish Instagram had like a, whatchamacallit, can go to like the oldest, because I'm not scrolling all of this, right? But even so, let's just look at Wallow. Let's just look at Wallow. Because shout out to my aesthetic people. My profile, my page got to look a certain kind of way. Wallow's page does not look like no certain kind of way. My man is talking to his audience. He shares his podcast. He shares what he's doing. He shows social proof with the people that he knows.
Listen to everybody telling you how to get on and what to do, how you do. I'm going to give you straight up. I'm going to give you my formula. When I was broke, I operated from that. When I was JBM, just barely making it, I operated from that. I ate out of the Chinese store for 6 months. I stacked $8. I didn't try to live and be somebody that I wasn't based upon acceptance from a bunch of people that don't care about you, that don't even know that you exist, and probably don't like you if they do know you. I didn't care about none of that. What you got to start doing is stay in your lane and operate based off of your financial capability. Don't be trying to, oh, damn, I want to be, no. I wasn't nowhere that I wasn't supposed to be. I wasn't buying nothing that I couldn't afford, and I was stacked. They used to call me Stack a Dollar because I was stacking $1 every day. I stacked it. I didn't care about what was going on. I didn't care about, I can't be here, because guess what? Next summer going to be better than this summer. And the summer after next summer going to be better than next summer. And it's like life get better. Life get better. But when you position yourself for a better life, you get a better life. I never seen nobody position themselves for a better life that's only worrying about the life that they in right now and worrying about the time right now. Because what you do is you'll fumble the foundation that you can establish, you'll fumble that trying to impress and trying to be somewhere that you ain't supposed to be. You know you ain't supposed to be there. Why you there? You know you ain't supposed to be buying this. Why you buying it? You know you ain't supposed to be affiliated with certain people. Why you messing with them? Listen, you really got to start living for you, because guess what? When you die, there's no bunk beds in the casket. Live your life, enjoy your life, stop playing games.
He figured out what worked for him, okay? Figured out what worked for him. In different ways. Now, mind you, is to some Instagram oversaturated, TikTok oversaturated, podcasting oversaturated. To some. When you can't find your lane, it looks like it's a lot. But when you can figure out, this is how I'm a kill it, and this is what I'm going to do on a consistent basis. Do you know the lane that you're going to be in for 2026? Have you reflected in this past year to see, hey, I did all of this. And it got me thinking. It got me some numbers. It got me some followers. I see the potential, but I haven't cracked the code of what my lane is going to be. How committed, and type in C for committed. How committed are you to be in that lane when no one is watching? When no one is going to watch your videos, comment on your videos. No one's going to like your stuff. No one's going to open your emails. No one's going to buy that product. No one's going to jump on the lives. No one's going to listen to the podcast. And then I'm not going to say no one, right? Because when you do videos, somebody's watching. They may not engage, but someone's watching. When you do any type of content, someone's watching. But are you going to commit, or are you going to continue to blame the algorithm? If we're breaking down strategy, we're breaking down, okay, it doesn't just mean I found what makes me different. There's also different parts that we have to figure out to stay relevant, to stay on top of the game for 2026. If I have AI to battle with, if I have some of the top content creators that are there, how am I going to stand out? One thing is, who's in your network? Where do you have to go to even build a bigger network? And this is going to be for my introverts. We got to come outside. I'm not saying every day. I'm not even saying every month. But I am saying we have to come outside. We have to be intentional with the connections that we make. Intentional with who we're rubbing elbows with. I personally only go outside when I know that there is a connection to make, or if there's a bag to make. I'm not just going because of FOMO. I'm not just going because everybody and their mamas is going. I don't have the energy for that. I am an introvert. Like, I am. People are like, no, you're not, Nikki. Yes, I am. There are a lot of people who rock with me in this internet world. I know this. But they didn't connect with me until I went out to certain events. Now, mind you, I went to a handful of events, right? Probably 2 handfuls of events. Either 1, because I was speaking, or 2, because I was supporting, okay? But I knew I had to go because I knew certain connections were going to be there, that if we saw each other, instant connection, there's things that are going to happen. So I'm not saying every day. I'm not saying every month. I'm saying at least more than what you did this year. Put P for promise, at least if you could promise me that. There is a content creator right now, regardless of what is happening in the podcast world and what they're saying about the podcast world. David Shands is doing a 12-hour stream, right? He's calling it 12 hours of a podcast marathon. If he's smart, if he has a plan and a strategy to this, he's going to repurpose this in a really mean way. Let me explain, okay? This is where, if we look at live numbers right now, he has 175 people watching. He has 595,000 people, subscribers, but 175 people are watching. And this is going on 11 hours. To some, people are going to be like, those numbers don't make no sense, right? Those numbers don't make no sense. But it's not about what happens at the moment. It has everything to do about how is he going to repurpose it. So if I was him, if I was David Shands, Social Proof, and I'm like, okay, I wanted to see if I can go live for 12 hours, bring just a whole bunch of people, and I'm going to go live for 12 hours. If that was me, let me show you how this works. Let me go. Each guest, right? So he had a member, Q from 112. Come on. Show Q. There we go. He had Q from 112. That would be an episode in itself, right? That would be an episode in itself. That would be clips in itself. Cool. Next joint, right? He has another guest. Paula. That would be a video in itself. Okay? That would be clips within itself. Now, for social media, right? For social media, everything that happens in between, giveaways, fun stuff, commentary, I would make that into clips and put that on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Shorts to show kind of the fun side of things. But each of these things, if he's playing this right, now I don't know if this is going to be his strategy, right? But he has too many guests to not repurpose all of this. He doesn't have to create, maybe he's saying, yo, the rest of December and top of January, I'm not creating nothing else. We're not doing no more podcasts. We're going to take this 12-hour live, and this is going to be our podcast for the next couple of weeks. If he's smart about this. Because, and this is something, and shout out to Trap, right? Trap is not the first person to do this strategy, but he was the one that told me about it, right? Him and his team. And now we do this for ourselves, to where if I go to anybody's page, right? If I go to anybody's page, I'm seeing how their homepage is set up. And then I'm going to videos. I may go to shorts, but it's very rare, unless they're known as a pure streamer, to go to the live tab. Okay? Now, this is if I was head of his media people, right? Because he is streaming on Ecamm right now. Shout out to Ecamm, by the way. But he's also has his cameras. So if he was, and he has a whole bunch of people in the studio. So I'm hoping he puts them to work, to be honest with you, because they would gladly do it. But if we break this down, there should be somebody with the camera, like a phone camera, doing some behind the scenes, doing some stories on that, and also some reels about it, because we appreciate organic reels, just like how we saw with Wallow, showing that because the event is happening at this moment. Get those clips from his cameraman and have one person edit some bars right now. Like each speaker, each guest should have at least had one clip already been out. And this is for anybody who is, whether it's live streaming, whether it's just videos in general. Are you going through your analytics to find out what are the best parts of the video? And are you repurposing those parts? Okay? Yes or no, you go into your data and you go, okay, I need to reuse that. this was a good part. How do I create something really dope? Okay. And you could use AI to analyze that. If we're talking about YouTube videos, I would trust Gemini or Claude over ChatGPT when it comes to analytics, especially YouTube, because Gemini is Google and Google owns YouTube. Let me show you, and shout out to Trap. So every Tuesday he goes live. He has over 3,000 people watching him live. Then he takes it down and he turns it into a video. Why? Because his lives weren't getting necessarily pushed. So he started doing that, and he hit me up, him and his team, like, yo, and especially shout out to Steve, right? Steve was like, Nix, I think this is a good strategy for you because you go live. You and him actually go live around the same amount of time, like 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes. You know what I mean? So some people don't want to watch. Some people don't even get notified about the lives. So cool. He makes them into videos so it can widen the, how do I say this? The audience. Lives are for your dedicated people. Videos can open you up to a whole new audience. So I started doing that. And some of y'all have noticed that. I will take Content Corner Live, this live, and then what I do different is I actually shorten the live. So if it was a 3-hour live, I will turn it into a 46-minute one, a 44-minute one, maybe an hour, 55 minutes. And you can see, right? And now I turn the lives, if you want to see the full live, I go and make it members only. Shout out to the channel members in the building. Now for the full live, I don't completely disregard it. I make it for my members only. But you can see even in the numbers here, these were my old lives. 2.2, 1.8, 6.6, 2.2. Like it wasn't a lot of views. And to be honest with you, if y'all remember, there was one live that got completely blocked. We were good on and shout out to Lee. Lee was like, Nicky, where's the live? YouTube completely blocked it because I just show different pieces of content. And so we get copyright issues. We get blocked, all of that. So I said, you know what? Let's condense it. Let's make it into an actual video. So where I was averaging on a overall live, 1,000, 2,000, I got 8.5 thousand views. Cool. Maybe beginner's luck. 7.1K views. All right. Cool. 4.6 views. Okay. And then 4.1, this was last week's. Right? So it's working. Why? Because and I'm still getting traffic where by now I wouldn't get traffic for this one because it was 3 weeks ago. But I'm getting traffic now because YouTube is like, oh, people are still going to it. Let me keep going. So this is where, if I was Dave, like I said, how I would stand out in the podcast game, combining streaming, is how are we repurposing this? You want to talk about standing out? You want to talk about standing out? Watch.
You ain't fucking with the Powerpuff Girls.
Shout out to D-Storm. Shout out to Wes. Shout out to Don. They've been doing these videos that turn short form videos into full-blown AI stories.
And don't tell me you're here to hate on Punch-Out.
Nah, I like Punch-Out.
Then what's the issue? I just think Lil Mac deserved a backstory.
Mac, we're behind again.
I know.
You promised you were done fighting.
I gotta take care of us, Jess. I don't have a choice. You ready? I can take you all the way.
It's hard being the best. That's why there's only one.
Control your breathing. On all the way, Poppy.
Touch glove, gentlemen.
God, tell me that ain't fire. Tell me that ain't fire, dog. Now that's how we integrate AI. That's how we create the story. Like, that wasn't corny, dog. That was fire. That was, listen, I think they did that to another one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. They did that to another one. I think it was like Powerpuffs. But this one was the best one. Yeah, this is the Powerpuff one. I didn't really like the Power. I saw where they were going with this, but this one was the best. But let me show you the Powerpuff one. Hold on.
Let me guess, you ain't watched Powerpuff Girls either.
Of course not. He ain't have no childhood.
Homecoming weekend is finally here.
So, Buttercup, what are you excited for this semester?
Let's just hope it's not boring.
You know you're looking at Mrs. BSU, right?
I'm obsessed. Peace out.
My name is Mrs. Cerebellum, and I'll be filling in for Professor Utonium. Oddly enough, he didn't make it in today.
This isn't like Professor U at all.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Girls! Do not let them leave here alive.
You know what's funny, Snake? I ain't never had no chocolate before.
Okay.
This gonna be fun.
So let's look at the making of it. Let's look at the making.
You ain't f***ing with the Powerpuff Girls.
All right, so this is how we did the Powerpuff Girls. First of all, we had to come up with an idea.
There's Care Bears, there was
Adventure Time,
Rugrats, all those.
Static Shock. When you come up with an idea, a remake, it has to be a crazy flip. It's girls, but we want to make them women. First of all, that's a big flip. Mm-hmm. And then they were little white girls, which is dope, but we was like, if we make them black girls going to an HBCU, that's a super flip.
That was the flip right there. And that's something I've never experienced before. So I had to lean in on Daystorm. He had that experience of what an HBCU was like. So I'm like, all right, well, what about the colors? He expressed that the colors were really important.
Homecoming weekend is finally here.
The girls need to look soft. They need to look fly. I made a pass. It wasn't very good.
Girls gotta wanna be these girls. I went to BSU, so I was like, we're gonna put them at BSU.
What are you excited for this semester?
Organization is a big thing.
You see Blossom Bubbles, Buttercup, you have Mojo Jojo, Professor Utonium, you have just random scenes. You have the Gangrene Gang, which was enemies of the Powerpuff Girls. So if you go into a photo, all of them are pretty much the same. You have to create the angles or it just doesn't work.
And what'd you create the images in?
So I did these images in Artlist.
It was text to photo.
I had to get her smiling because sometimes they fuck up the smile. Mm-hmm. And then I had to get her normal face. And then you had to get her in her superhero poses. And then this is her full outfit. If you don't have a full outfit, AI will just make up some shoes. They'll put boots on her. And you don't want that. So then you got to get the profile shot. Then you got her in there, them in their superhero outfits. And all of them have the same, the reverse.
I'd take these images and then make them 16:9 because they're vertical first. We're trying to shoot a 16:9 video. Yeah. I got new cast, old cast right here. Let's see. We did use this one right here.
Yeah, Bubbles, yeah.
See, this is what we didn't want. This was more like...
We had to come up with a script.
Yep, and the script is more so like an outline. Then we start really breaking it down. Like, all right, what's achievable, what's not achievable, and break it into beats. Scene 1, school in the morning. But we also knew...
I just love this breakdown. I love when people are very transparent about their process, especially like top creators. So Wes and D Storm have been been top for a minute. So I like their process.
Hey, we got to establish this world. What does it feel like? Like, how can we make it today? Is it a vlog setup? Are they talking to people? Is it homecoming weekend? That right there establishes the tone that we're going for. We want to ease you in and then get into the action.
Then came the hard part. We had to work on the scene. So Wes did most of the action stuff because that's his realm. That to me was the heavy lift to get all that action stuff done. I did a few action shots.
Yeah, no, you did some great action shots, man. I've tried to do superhero poses. He's like, man, this is a girl in a skirt, man. She got to just shoot the beam out. It's gonna be cool. I'm like, all right, you know what? You're right. So one of the things I learned was you have to give an emotion for the character before it says a word.
This isn't like Professor U at all.
When she says that one line, she was like, that wasn't like Professor U at all.
That wasn't like him at all.
We went through probably hundreds of failed generations.
Hundreds, man. Jumping out the window was one of the hardest things, but she jumps out the window and her afro pops off.
It just comes off her head?
Comes off her head.
Yo. It'll give you words that don't exist. Look at this.
You get stretching pats.
What the fuck she said?
You ain't fucking with the Powerpuff Girls.
She said, it's stretching pat. It's stretching pat. Oh, see,
she jumped back in? Oh,
but I used the first part. The thing about this is, all we're looking for is a few moments. Like, who are these girls?
No. Those are the Sourpuff Girls.
I don't know any of these girls. If I scroll back up here, this is what you're going through right here. I looked at films from back to the 1950s of how people look jumping out windows. And sometimes you'd see them from a profile angle. Only Wanted or The Matrix had people jumping out from the front. So this is what I was trying to achieve right here. This right there.
Oh, yeah, that's badass. So after we get all of the prompts, all of the scenes done, so now we hit up the voice actors. I'm on the balcony trying to get, don't let them leave here alive.
Not let them leave here alive.
I'm hitting up Courtney Elise, Beast Mode. I'm trying to find someone that can give me that authentic HBCU feel.
Wes did all the Foley work, all of the sound effects and stuff, whirling them around. And all that matters.
Sound is the quickest way to lose someone in a project.
If you're doing hundreds of prompts, your fingers are tired. So you tell ChatGPT, write the prompt. This is what I want. Because we could do the prompts. We could physically do it, but why?
It's very intuitive just to talk your prompt down. So we started training ChatGPT in the style that we talk. This folder right here is Powerpuff Girls. This is.
Haven't I been telling y'all this?
All Powerpuff Girls, and it started October 25th. Let's just see how much is inside of here. Still scrolling. This is all prompts. This is some JSON prompting right here, but these are all prompts right here. This is all breaking it down.
I think if people knew how much AI is in their favorite superhero movies or even logging on to Instagram, they don't understand that artificial intelligence is running Instagram, Facebook, but they're complaining about it, but they're leaving a comment not knowing that AI is what put their comment up.
It's crazy, man. Take the base image that Daystorm made, make it 16:9, then take the characters, the gangrene characters that he made, delete the background behind him, have him flipped upside down, and have her hold him like that. That's literally how it started. I used that for her to begin swinging him.
Oh, yeah, that's badass.
Now she's turning him the other way, so I have to invert the image, and then it turns into a leg, and this is one of my favorite parts of the process, because I was like, Storm, we need a fire track. Storm is proficient in making dope music, so play the first part for them.
We had a few options to go through. So we had a K-pop version. And then we went with this version, which is more like the hip-hoppy version, because it's at an HBCU. I had to write the song, so I had to write it, and I wanted to make sure I put in the chemical.
There's so much layers to this. I love that we're watching this together, because you can see how many layers this situation is. It's not just, let me prompt, cool, that's it. Let me put it together and that's it. There's so many layers to what we just saw.
Asked the Professor Utonium, I had to put in Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup. But I wanted to keep the same nostalgic element because everyone knows the dun, 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 dun. So I wanted to keep that in the song. So this is the original. That's great.
You
expect the world to change. Better get to know the names. Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup, count on us. Put your walls and towers up. Watch the trio power up. You ain't getting through, Professor You, the crew of Powerpuff.
Put your walls and towers up. Watch the trio power up. You ain't getting through, Professor You, the crew of Powerpuff.
Very last thing you have to do, we have to drop it in Premiere. No, you put it in CapCut.
First it was CapCut. We did CapCut. And the thing about CapCut is you can lay all the clips down, they have great visual effects, but when you want to add stuff to the beginning, it slides your whole timeline down, and then now you have to resync everything.
Yeah,
and we were doing that on the phone, so I was like, all right, you know what, we got to bring it to Premiere. But when we brought it to Premiere, we realized we did everything in 720. So now we have to go to another app to up-res every single clip to 4K.
Powerpuff, all that hate don't fly with us. You can't eliminate us, we are the greatest.
Powerpuff, all that hate don't fly with us. You can't eliminate us, we are the greatest.
And then it's like, I gotta find the right voice for it. So we threw it in Suno, and Suno found the pop.
Suno.
Voice for it, but I had to kind of tell it how to make the music. Just because someone gives you the best studio in the world don't mean you're gonna make a hit record. You have the tools.
Exactly.
There's a beautiful piano right there, but that don't mean you can play it. AI is just tools, but if you are not efficient and you're not creative, you're not a director or producer or writer, you're not using it that well.
Yeah.
So everybody that's worried about AI, don't worry. Very few people in the world that can do what we do. People see me jump out planes 20 years ago, rapping on the way to the ground. This is the hardest shit. If it's so easy, do it.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Took us about 2.5 weeks to get this one done, and that's 2.5 minutes. But the people who appreciate it, we appreciate you, and we're gonna keep bringing you projects, real and AI.
You can do both. It's prompt engineering and imagination, and the people with the best imagination or creativity are going to win. So challenge yourself, have fun with it.
Also, someone was like, why didn't you just do it practical? Because I don't have $1 million to throw someone through a building.
Exactly, bro.
We want to talk about standing out. Everything that we were talking about earlier. Watch that. If you want to stand out, you watch this. Everything that we were talking about.